Exciting news, Chief Detectives. The brand new Bust or Trust book is out now. It's full of some of our favourite mysteries and extra tips for all you Chief Detectives out there. Get your copy now at bustortrust.com. Hello and welcome to Bust or Trust, a kids mystery podcast. I'm Tiernan.
And I'm Athena. Bust or Trust is the podcast where we unravel the world's greatest mysteries with help from you, our Chief Detectives.
We present all the best evidence and then ask you to decide. Which team are you on?
Are you a myth buster like me?
Or are you a myth truster like me? We look into all sorts of strange stories from around the world to find out what really happened, so that you can ask, is it real or is it false?
Is it fact or is it fiction?
Is it fact or is it fiction?
Are you copying me?
Are you copying me?
Tiernan is the smelliest.
Tiernan is the... Oh, drat! We'll tell you at the end of the show just how to get in touch, so you can let us know if you're on Team Buster or the best one, Team Truster.
So, Chief Detectives, get ready to take notes and start putting together your case, while we have a quick word with the grown-ups.
Exciting news for our Bust or Trust families and dog lovers. We have partnered with BarkBox to bring you a whole host of amazing treats and toys for your dog. Bark have a simple mission to make all dogs happy. Yes, all of them, and that's a plan we can get behind. So, stay tuned for exciting offers and treats ahead. Go to bustortrust.com and follow the links to buy from BarkBox. And every time you do, you'll not only be pampering your furry friend, but you'll also help us keep making more episodes of Bust or Trust. Oh, we could do some dog mysteries like Who's a Good Boy or Who Let You All Out? Woof! That's thank you in Doglish.
The case.
Today, we are looking at the case of Machu Picchu.
Bless you.
It's not a sneeze. It's the name of an ancient Incan site high in the Andes Mountains in Peru. It's one of the 7 wonders of the world, but its existence is full of mysteries, like what was it used for and why did everyone abandon Machu Picchu?
Bless you again. I'm worried you might be allergic to this case, Athena. If you like, I could just look into the case of Macchu Picchu.
It's pronounced Macchu Picchu.
Bless you. And then it'll obviously be an instant Team Truster win, as you won't be there, but it'll stop you from sneezing so often.
I'm starting to wonder if everyone abandoned Machu Picchu.
Bless you.
Because there was someone there who was as annoying as you, and they drove everyone away.
Or maybe the name made everyone think if they went there, it would make them sneeze.
Why don't we tell the Chief Detectives all about the case, and then they can decide exactly why the ancient Incan structure was abandoned.
You mean Machu Picchu?
Oh, bless you.
Thank you. Now, Chief Detectives, Machu Picchu is an Inca citadel built over 500 years ago on a mountain ridge in southern Peru. A citadel is a strong fortified building or part of a city built to protect people during attacks or danger. It's an incredible sight to see too. The ruins of many ancient stone structures still stand right where they were built against the stunning backdrop of the Andes Mountains. It was named as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983, and in 2007 it was voted as one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Every year millions of tourists visit Machu Picchu, many of them taking the grueling several-day hike known as the Inca Trail to get there and see the incredible sight. Not only is it amazing that people in the 1400s somehow constructed such an impressive-looking place 7,900 feet above sea level, but also Machu Picchu was built without cement to stick the stones together. How it is still standing that many years later while up a mountain that sits in a place where earthquakes happen frequently is one of the many, many unanswered questions asked about Machu Picchu.
Known as the lost city of the Incas, why Machu Picchu was built still remains a mystery. The Inca civilization had no written language, and after a Spanish soldier encountered it in the 16th century, no other Europeans set foot near it until the 19th century. So, there are no historical records about the citadel while it was being used and people lived there. There are many theories, though, with some suggesting it was an estate for an Inca emperor. Others say it was some kind of holy site. What we do know, though, is that at some point around 1530, when the Spanish conquered the Inca Empire, Machu Picchu was completely abandoned and no one has lived there since.
But no one really knows why it was abandoned either, raising even more questions about what Machu Picchu was built for and just what happened there. Luckily, Chief Detectives, this week we have you to help us decide which is the correct theory about why everyone left Machu Picchu. Though I'm pretty sure we've solved it and that everyone left because of one of the theories we have today. Or maybe it was all the sneezing.
I don't think so, Tiernan. We might have some clues, but there's no way we know the truth yet, especially with your theories. And Machu Picchu might be up in the Andes Mountains, but what would be really Andy is if you got on with it and gave us the actual theories.
Fine. Let me Inca trail towards theory number 1 as to why Machu Picchu was really abandoned.
First theory.
The first theory is that no one ever really lived at Machu Picchu in the first place. While we haven't fully discovered what Machu Picchu is for, researchers have come across a few possibilities. And all of them would suggest that most of the time there was nobody at Machu Picchu to begin with, which would definitely explain why it seemed abandoned. One of these theories is that Machu Picchu was a prison. Part of the citadel is known as the Temple of the Condor, which is built around a natural rock formation that looks like the wings of a huge bird. Beneath it, in stone, is a carved head of a condor, so that the whole piece together looks like a huge bird landing on the ground. By this temple are a number of cells and a series of underground dungeons, leading some experts to think that the area may have been used as a prison. We know from other Inca sites that when people committed crimes of theft or laziness, they were chained up for 3 days and then given as a sacrifice to the condor god. So it might not be that Machu Picchu was abandoned, it's just that none of those who were imprisoned there lived very long.
That's an interesting idea, but it's only a very small part of the whole of Machu Picchu that are cells and dungeons, which doesn't really explain what the rest of it was for. In fact, having a prison as part of the complex alongside temples, homes and agricultural places for farmers makes it more likely that it was somewhere people did live. That sounds like a little ancient city to me.
That is true. It does seem strange to have homes and prisons, but then maybe prison guards had to live somewhere and like to farm on the weekends. Or it could be that another theory is true, which is that Machu Picchu was a spiritual site just for ceremonial purposes. So Inca people didn't live there all year round, they just visited for certain important religious ceremonies. The Temple of the Sun has windows that are aligned with the sunrise on the winter and summer solstice. And a carved granite sculpture known as the Intihuatana stone is made to track the sun's movement and work as a solar clock as well as a place of worship and ritual. The Urubamba River, which surrounds Machu Picchu, was thought by Incas to be very spiritual. They believed its flow matched the movements of the Milky Way in space. And the mountains surrounding the citadel were also seen as sacred. So all of this points to Machu Picchu being a very special site and one that maybe people only visited a few times a year for special rituals.
That is true, and a very good theory, but it's not quite right. Machu Picchu was built to be a very spiritual place, but the Incas were very spiritual people. And again, the fact that these places were built alongside all the other parts of the citadel just make it seem like it was there to cater for everything people would need to live there. However, apparently only 500 to 750 people could have lived there at any one time, which isn't very big for an Incan city. So, the experts think Machu Picchu was most likely a royal estate for the Emperor Pachacuti, who ruled the Inca Empire from 1438 to 1471. The emperor probably wouldn't have lived there all the time, but many people would have had to. Lots of staff would have had to stay there all year round to make sure they had enough food and supplies for when he did stay.
Wow, that's some holiday home. Do you think they did a disco and karaoke in the evenings like at other holiday parks?
Oh, I think so. And I know what kind of songs they love singing as well.
Really? How?
Well, Machu Picchu was built out of stone, so you know they all liked rock. Ha, yeah? Yeah.
Incredible.
In a good way?
I'll leave that to the chief detectives to decide. Just like their thoughts on the second theory, which opens a number of conquistadors.
Second theory.
The second theory is that Machu Picchu was abandoned because of illness. The Spanish conquest took place from 1532 to 1572 and was a big part of Spain's attempt to colonise the Americas and make them part of their kingdom. Their conquest over the Inca Empire led to Spain controlling much of Peru, and then Chile, Colombia, and all of the rainforests around the Amazon basin. Some historians think that the Inca Empire was already collapsing when the Spanish attacked. It was very, very large and covered a lot of land and many different cultures and beliefs. This meant it had to be governed by lots of local leaders, and when the Spanish attacked, they could take them down one by one rather than fight the whole empire at once.
But there are no signs of conflict at Machu Picchu, and certainly no signs of any kind of battle, so it doesn't seem likely that it was conquered by the Spanish.
That's true, Athena, but as well as violence and conquest, the Spanish soldiers also brought with them a whole load of illnesses from Europe. These include smallpox, measles, and syphilis. There were outbreaks of all of these illnesses in Cusco, which is near Machu Picchu. So if any traders had travelled between the two places, they could well have brought diseases with them which could have wiped out the whole population, as back then they were incurable.
Incurable? Incurable? Okay, no, sorry, that doesn't quite work. You know, Tiernan, this theory is a good one.
Thanks.
But smallpox and syphilis can be seen on skeletons through changes and damage to the bones. Measles can't be, but the virus can be found in bone DNA. And none of those things were found in any of the skeletons at Machu Picchu. In fact, none of them had any signs of illness or attacks or anything stressful happening to them at all.
It's amazing how scientists can see exactly what happened to people in their lives, all by studying their skeletons.
It really is. I like to think in the future, lots of scientists will look back at skeletons from our time and say things like, hey, they tried to do a cool skateboarding trick, but fell off and broke their wrist.
This skeleton shows that this grown-up was too busy looking at their phone while walking along and bumped their head straight into a lamppost.
Oh, there'll be many of those. But I'm afraid, Tiernan, that all our knowledge about skeletons mean this theory doesn't hold up.
Ah, well, I guess that means it's time for my favourite theory.
Oh, no.
This third theory takes this case Inca Galactic.
Third theory.
The third theory is aliens.
Aliens?
Yeah, aliens, because no one really knows how the Inca people got all those very, very heavy stones all the way up to the top of the mountain and then managed to do such beautiful carvings on them using very primitive tools. Then there are all these strange parts to Machu Picchu that no one has a clue what they're for, like a cave with a staircase leading to nowhere. It's thought Inca people would travel on a pilgrimage for many miles to reach the top of Machu Picchu, where a stone called the Roca Sagrada, or Sacred Rock, is. But no one knows why or what they sought from it. And most importantly, there were lots of elongated skulls found at Machu Picchu. That means they were stretched, at least 100 of them. So...
oh, here we go.
maybe aliens helped build Machu Picchu. People travelled to the top to meet the aliens, and all the long, long skulls are skulls from aliens.
And the staircase to nowhere?
For the aliens to get their daily step exercises in?
And how does any of this explain everyone abandoning Machu Picchu?
Because aliens gave them all a lift in their spaceship to another part of the galaxy.
It's a nice idea, but firstly, people did amazing things in the past, including working out clever ways to carry heavy, heavy things long distances and up mountains. They also managed to do beautiful art and carvings long before we got fancy tools that help us do it. Humans did not need alien help to make cool things. Secondly, those skulls were definitely human skulls. It's thought the people they belonged to had had their heads bound tightly in a fabric for many years of their life. That then caused the shape of their skulls to stretch. We aren't entirely sure why, but it was very likely because of an Incan belief. Thirdly, people probably went on pilgrimages to the top of Machu Picchu because, like we said earlier, the mountains, river, and many of the spaces built there were all seen as spiritual.
And the staircase?
I don't know, but maybe someone got the building plans wrong, or they really like stairs. But whatever it was, Machu Picchu was not made by aliens, and it definitely wasn't abandoned because of aliens either. I don't think we really know why it was abandoned, but it's likely a combination of lots of things, including the Spanish conquest and smallpox, especially as it was abandoned around the same time as those things occurred in Peru. But it could also be because of environmental issues like soil erosion or droughts, meaning it wasn't so easy to grow crops up there, and so everyone had to leave. It's also possible that if it was an estate for the emperor, like I mentioned before, once the emperor died, maybe it was no longer needed. We will never really know. But what we do know is that it wasn't aliens.
Do you think anyone at Machu Picchu knew what it was for?
Good point. Maybe the whole thing was an accident.
I've made it! Finally! After walking for 36 days across harsh and dangerous terrain, I am here, at the mountain I have dreamed of.
Oh, hello. Oh, you must have been just behind me. Bit of a slog getting here, wasn't it?
It was, but I'm sure none of that will matter now that we are here, about to reach enlightenment.
Oh, is that what happens?
Well, I thought so. Isn't that why people come here?
That's what you heard, is it? I came all this way because someone told me there'd be free cakes.
You travelled for 36 days for free cakes?
42 days. I got a bit lost and, yeah, I love cakes.
And are there free cakes?
I've no idea. I only got here just before you did. That fellow in front of me travelled here because he heard he could get a magic chicken.
Magic chicken?
Yeah, apparently.
And will he?
Not sure. I mean, I suppose we should ask. Hey, why are you here? What happens when you get to the big stone up there?
I don't know. I thought I'd get a magic chicken.
Who told you that?
Think I dreamt it.
Oh, right. Will you pass it on and see if anyone else knows?
OK, sure. Hey, why are you here? What happens when you get to the big stone up there?
I don't know. Just followed this lady over here.
Yeah, and I followed this man here. I thought he looked interesting.
I was only following this man here.
And I was only following this woman. I thought there might be biscuits.
Me too.
Me too. Me too. What about you? All the way at the front of the queue.
I just wanted some peace and quiet, and then you lot all kept following me. I thought by climbing up a flipping mountain, it might get rid of you. But wow, you lot are persistent. Please, can you all just leave me alone? Oh.
No magic chicken then?
No! Go away!
Right, well, I guess I'll head all the way back then.
I'm right behind you. They're following a sign. They all show us the way. Follow them.
Here I come, magic chicken! I often hear people say, I want to get lots of followers, but actually, it just seems really annoying.
This is why it's important to ask questions. I'd be so annoyed if I travelled all that way for free biscuits and all I found was an angry person.
Oh, me too.
So, Chief Detectives, have we found the reason Machu Picchu was abandoned, or is it still a mystery?
Time to recap the theories.
Theory recap.
The first theory is that Machu Picchu wasn't abandoned at all. People didn't live there in the first place. There is some evidence to suggest it was a prison, such as cells and an underground dungeon. There are also a number of spiritual sites and temples within the citadel, which mean it could have been a place just for special ceremonies at certain times of the year.
But these theories don't work, as there are only a few prison cells at Machu Picchu, and many Inca sites had spiritual spots and temples within them. It's more likely that it was a royal estate for the Inca emperor Pachacuti. All the temples, cells, homes, farming spots and more were for all the people who lived there and made sure it was well stocked for when the emperor visited.
The second theory is that Machu Picchu was abandoned after an outbreak of smallpox, measles or syphilis brought over from Europe by Spanish soldiers during the Spanish conquest, or by traders.
However, scientists can now find out a lot of information from people's skeletons, and none of the ones found at Machu Picchu had any signs of those illnesses.
The third theory is aliens. Machu Picchu was built with very heavy stones, which would have been tricky for people to move. There are also some very strange rooms in the citadel. People would take long pilgrimages to the top, and elongated or very stretched skulls were found there. So maybe aliens helped them build it, people went there to meet them, and the skulls were alien skulls.
But scientists have tested the skulls, and they were definitely human. And people throughout history have built amazing things without any help from aliens. It's more likely that Machu Picchu was abandoned for a number of reasons that include the Spanish conquest, maybe smallpox, and possibly environmental reasons that made it very hard to live there.
So now we're handing it over to you, Chief Detectives.
What do you think? Are you a Machu Picchu is still a mystery mythbuster?
Or a Machu Picchu is still a mystery myth truster?
Ask your grown-ups to send us your voice notes to hello@bustortrust.com. Let us know why you're a myth truster or a mythbuster on this case or any of our other cases.
And if you're sending us a voice note or an email, make sure your grown-ups give us permission to use them in future episodes.
Let's see what our chief detectives have to say this week about some of our cases.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I am 9 years old from Ireland. I'm a team buster on the coast village of Caldara because they said the Paranormal Society that they said that they were going at night, and at night people can see different stuff, and they might have heard the story and got really scared, so they might have thought it happened. And also the toddler handprints, they didn't come back in the car because I wouldn't have had time to wash it. And when they come back, I don't think the toddler front handprints were there. So I'm a team buster. Bye.
Well, Tiernan, I'm going to leave you to respond to those very well thought out and well constructed arguments. Take it away, Tiernan.
They are very well thought out, very well constructed arguments from Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. You are an excellent chief detective, and I really like that you've listened to all our evidence very, very clearly. But look, I mean, these things have to come out at night. Ghosts are nocturnal. Like if you work at night, you have to sleep during the day. That's what I'm saying. So ghosts can't just be doing weird toddler handprints in the daytime. They've got to sleep. So
good clutching, Tiernan.
Thanks,
You're doing really well.
Thank you very
That's
much.
good clutching.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kinley. I'm in grade 2. I live in Thailand. I'm moving to China soon, and I'm from America. I am a myth truster for black dogs because they left the paw marks on the church doors, and that's really good evidence. And I feel like my friend didn't like this episode, but I convinced him to. And I'm on your team, Tiernan. Sorry, Athena. And I think you should do an episode on just ghosts, cause you do a lot of ghosts in all your episodes. So bye.
Kinley, this is brilliant chief detective work, and also I really trust your opinion because you have travelled around the globe. You have seen many places, so you know exactly what to look out for. That's very impressive. And yes, we should do an episode on just ghosts because there's so many specific ghosts. But actually, maybe we should just look at all the ghosts all at once.
Yeah, but you know what? You never, ever have to apologise, even though you're only joking, but you never have to apologise for being on the wrong team. Because guess what? If there wasn't a team truster, there wouldn't be a team buster. If there's no trust, there's no bust. So we need trusters.
It's a nice way to look at it.
Yeah, so we're not
joking.
just about mysteries, we're about philosophy too.
Wasn't joking, mate.
Yeah.
Hi, Athena and Tiernan. I'm Caitlin and I'm from Essex, and I'm 9. I'm a truster on the case of Afra Ben because I think she kept her past a secret because of her spy career. And I love your show. Bye.
Wow, well, that makes sense, and that would make her an exceptional spy. Keeping things a secret, I'm with this. I think we don't know much about her because she was trained to not talk about herself. Makes sense.
I think it's a very smart answer, Caitlin. I agree with you. I think the thing is, Afra Ben was such a good spy that we just don't know anything because she was too good at secrets.
My name is Amelia. I live in New Zealand. I am 7 years old. I think I am a mythbuster because Akiku the haunted doll, she couldn't have been haunted. It could have just been the hair that was growing because human hair grows, right? So it might just be the hair that's growing. Bye.
Amelia, that is some very, very good theories on Akiku the haunted doll. But if the hair is growing out of a doll, how is it growing? Because human hair requires a human to grow from. So that must mean Akiku is haunted.
Tiernan, objection, sustained. Right. The title is Haunted Doll. If the title was Haunted Hair, we could have this conversation. But we can't. The title is Haunted Doll. It's not haunted. Case closed. Done.
Wow.
Thank you, Your Honour. As usual, fantastic. I keep saying it, best listeners ever.
They absolutely are. If you enjoyed the show, please follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you listen to your podcasts for more great episodes.
Subscribers help us make this podcast, and all of our subscribers get a shout out on the show.
This week, we'd like to give a shout out to our brilliant new subscriber, Tom Asher, who is 7. Hello, Tom.
Hi, Tom. Tom has loved Bust or Trust since discovering it on the Yoto app. Thanks so much to Tom and all our subscribers who help us keep making new episodes.
Find out how you can support Bust or Trust by heading to bustortrust.com for all the details. And while you're there, you can pick up your very own copy of the Bust or Trust book. Woohoo!
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time for more Bust or Trust.
Athena, quick, give me your pen.
Okay, here you go. Why? What do you need it for?
1 second.
Hey, you broke my favourite pen.
Hee hee. Look, it's the legendary Inca trail to see Machu Picchu.
You've just broken my favourite pen and covered my notes in ink. Oh, you're going to wish you were in the Andes, Tiernan.
Ah!